Good morning, students. What are you seen in the previous session, ma? The previous session, we have discussed conservative and non-conservative forces and conservation, law of conservation of energy, and one particle it will be moving in a vertical circle. We had calculate the velocity of the particle in the lowest point and the highest point, and tension will be applied by the string on the particle. That all are discussed in the previous session. Okay, in the today's session, I will explain that we will discuss about that types of collision. Already you know that what is collision. Collision it will be explained by the way of strike over one particle to the another one particle. We playing the carom board. You have to apply the force on one carom coin. That the carom coin it will be moving and then it will be strike over to the another one coin, and the coin it will be fell on to the one hole. Okay, that is the force it will be applied to the one coin. The coin it will be strike over to the another one coin. That will be called as collision. And playing billiards. This is the example for collision. And during the collision, one particle it will be collide with one another, and two particles it will be moving. You have to consider. Otherwise, one particle it will be in a rest position. Another one particle it will be moving and it will be strike out to the rest particle. That will be considered in the various phenomenon of collisions. The collision it will be considered as two types. And first, according to the collision, first we have to know that linear momentum. What does it mean by linear momentum? One particle it will be moving, having some momentum, that will be called as momentum. One particle it will be moving, having some mass, having some velocity, that it will be considered as a momentum. During the collision, the momentum it will be conserved. Conserved means already you learn in 10th standard law of conservation of momentum. During the collision, law of conservation of momentum it will be expressed before and after collision. So we have to consider two masses, mass m1 and m2, and taking the initial velocity and final velocity. We want to calculate the momentum before collision and momentum after collision. We have to consider the momentum before collision and after collision, it will be constant or not. That will be the law of conservation of momentum. That the same concept will be applied in the collision part. First, law of conservation of momentum. How will you represent the momentum? According to the Newton's second law, force F12 is equal to force exerted by the first body on the second body. F12 is equal to change in momentum by time, that is del P1 by del T, and force exerted by the second body and the first body is equal to change in momentum del P2 by del T. So del P1 is equal to F12 into del T, del P2 is equal to F21 into del T. So this is the force, it will be calculated by the Newton's second law by using the momentum. And according to law of conservation of momentum, we have to add the two momentum. So del P1 plus del P2 is equal to F12 into del T plus F21 into del T. We have to add the two forces F12 plus F21 into del T. According to the Newton's third law, every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So one force it will be applied on the body, that the body it will be give the opposite force on the first body. So the two forces will be acting on in between the two bodies, that the two forces will be equal and opposite. So equal and opposite means F12 is equal to minus of F21. So we have to substitute in this formula F12 minus F12 minus, so F21 is equal to minus F12. Sorry, F12. So F12 minus F12 it will be taken as 0. So automatically the addition of momentum it will be acting on the body, it will be equal to 0. So the limit it will be del T tends to 0, and change in momentum by with respect of time it will be equal to 0. So the total momentum it will be 0. Automatically the momentum it will be constant for before and after collision, and momentum it will be conserved for before and after collision. Okay, so the total momentum it will be conserved in the collision part. So the collision will be classified into two. One is elastic or inelastic collision. Elastic collision means one particle it will be collide with one another. After the collision, that the two particles it will be moving with the different velocities. First, we have to consider the one particle m1. Second particle, that's the mass is m2. First particle initially having velocity u1. Second particle initially having velocity u2. Okay, the two particles, it will be collide with one another. After the collision, that the two particles will be moving in a different motion, but having the velocity v1 and v2. The velocity will be changing. So, elastic collision means it will be perfectly, it will be recoverable, and then it will be collide with one another. After they will be moving with the different velocity also, and elastic collision definitely it will be momentum, it will be constant for before and after collision. So, law of conservation of momentum is conserved in elastic collision. Law of angular momentum, law of linear momentum is conserved for elastic collision also. Elastic and inelastic collision also total momentum to be conserved. But we have to take the total kinetic energy for elastic collision and total kinetic energy for inelastic collision. In elastic collision, the energy to be conserved, we have to calculate the total energy of the before collision. We have to calculate the total energy of the after collision. The total energy value, it will be equal, it will be constant. That's what's the meaning that the total energy, it will be constant or it will be conserved in elastic collision. But we have to coming to the point of inelastic collision, the energy before collision is not to be equal to the energy in the after collision. One particle will be moving, having some energy before collision, that the energy you have to sum, and then it will be collide with one another. After they have some energy, that the energy definitely it will be decreasing amount of before collision. Okay, decreasing definitely it will be having the less amount of energy comparable to the before collision energy. So that is the loss in energy, it will be is there in the inelastic collision. Energy, it will be lost, it will be dissipated in the form of heat, light and sound and deformation of substance. So any one thing, it will be collide with one another. Before and after, the energy will be same, that is elastic collision. Energy is not same, that it will be called as inelastic collision. So what are the difference between elastic and inelastic collision, ma? First, total momentum is conserved in elastic and inelastic collision. Second one, total kinetic energy will be conserved in elastic collision. Total kinetic energy is not conserved in this inelastic collision. And third one, mechanical energy is not dissipated in the elastic collision, but in elastic collision, mechanical energy will be dissipated in the form of heat, light, and deformation of substances. And then mechanical energy is not dissipated. Then forces are conservative in inelastic collision. What's the meaning that conservative? Already I told in the previous class. What is conservative forces, ma? Conservative forces, the work done, it will be depends upon the initial and final location only, not depend upon the path of the particle, path of the motion of the particle. So, work done, it will be carried out by the two particles by applying the force, that the force will be considered conservative in elastic collision. In inelastic collision, that the force is not to be a conservative, non-conservative forces. So, what are the 4 points? It will be explain the difference between elastic and inelastic, ma? In elastic collision, total momentum is conserved. In inelastic collision, total momentum is conserved. And elastic collision, total kinetic energy will be conserved. But inelastic collision, total kinetic energy is not conserved. The energy will be loose in the form of heat, light or deformation of any substances or anything. Okay. And then third one, mechanical energy is not dissipated in the elastic collision, but in the inelastic collision, mechanical energy will be dissipated in the form of another one form of energy. And then forces will be considered in the elastic collision is conservative, but inelastic collision means non-conservative. That's all. So that are the 4 points will be explained the elastic and inelastic collision. Simply elastic, inelastic meaning that elastic collision, momentum, kinetic energy conserved. What's the meaning that? Momentum of the particle before collision, momentum of the after collision, it will be same. And kinetic energy of the before collision and kinetic energy of the second after collision will be same in inelastic collision. Now I explain the motion in one dimension in elastic collision. Okay, one particle will be moving in one dimension. So I will explain the elastic collision. Okay, elastic collision. First, taking the two objects, first object having the velocity m1, second object is having the velocity m2. Okay, initially that our first particle will be having the velocity u1, and second particles initially is having the velocity is u2, okay. After the collision, that the two bodies is having the velocity v1 and second bodies are having the velocity is v2. This is the first concept. So first we have to consider the momentum. Already I told that in elastic collision total momentum is conserved. The total momentum before and after collision it will be same. It will be sum of the momentum in before collision, sum of the momentum of the after collision, it will be equal. It will be conserved. First we want to calculate. First before collision the momentum, before collision the momentum m1 u1, momentum formula is m into v, mass into velocity. So mass of the first particle and velocity of the first particles, m1 into u1, okay. And second is m2 into u2, second particle m2 into u2. This is the momentum in first particle, this is the momentum in second particle, okay. So sum of the momentum in the two particles, that is m1 u1 plus m2 u2, that is the momentum, total momentum before collision, okay. And after collision the momentum is equal to momentum, first momentum, that's the final velocity v1, second momentum, the final velocity is v2, and m2 u2 plus m2 u2, sorry, m1 v1, final momentum m1 v1 plus m2 v2. So this is the momentum before and after collision for the first object and second object. Two objects will be moving, that will be trying to collide with one another. First particle having mass m1, second particle having mass m2, first particle having initial velocity u1, second particle having the velocity u2, first particle having the final velocity v1. After the collision they have the first particle having velocity v1, second particle having velocity v2. So now first we want to calculate before and after collision total momentum, okay. According to the law of conservation of momentum, m1 it will be equal, so m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2, okay. Now m1 it will be taken into the one side, so m1 u1 and minus m1 v1 is equal to m1 u1 minus m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2 minus m2 u2, okay. Taking m1 as a common, so u1 minus v1 is equal to m2, it will be taking at the outside, so m2 into v2 minus u2. This the equation will be considered as equation 1, okay. So m1 u1 minus v1 is equal to m2 into v2 minus e2. This equation will be considered as equation 1, okay. This is according to the law of conservation of momentum. The total momentum it will be conserved before and after collision, clear. Now we want to calculate the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, already I told that in elastic collision kinetic energy will be conserved. So we want to calculate kinetic energy before collision and after collision. So before collision and after collision the kinetic energy is, before collision and after collision the kinetic formula is, before collision the kinetic energy is equal to half m1 u1 square, okay, half m1 u1 square. Then second particle half m1 m2 u2 square. And after collision the kinetic energy formula is half mv square. So initial velocity u1, final initial velocity of the first particle u1, initial velocity of the second particle u2, and after the collision the kinetic energy is equal to half m1 v1 square half m2 v2 square, okay. So according to the law of conservation of energy, it will be addition of two, it will be add to the momentum in the before and after collisions. So we want to easily calculate half m1 u1 square. So we have to sum the kinetic energy of the particles before collision and kinetic energy of the particles in the after collision. So it will be add to this, so half m1 u1 square plus half m2 u2 square is equal to half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square. Okay, so all the terms are having half, so you have to strike out. Okay, now m1 will be taken as the one side, so m1 u1 square minus m1 v1 square is equal to m2 v2 square minus m2 u2 square. Okay, so m1 will be taking as a common, so u1 square minus v1 square is equal to m2 it will be taking as a common, so v2 square minus u2 square. Clear ma? So half m into u1 square minus v1 square is equal to m2 v2 square minus u2 square. Yes, in the algebraic formula, a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. So this is the way we have to change the m1 into u1 square minus v1 square, u1 plus v1, u1 minus v1 is equal to m2 into v2 square minus u2 square, v2 plus u2 into v2 minus u2. Okay, so this is the equation 2. So m1 u1 plus v1, u1 minus v1, m2 into v2 minus u2. This is the equation 2. Now we have divide second equation by equation 1. Okay, now we have to divide equation 2 by equation 1. So what is the equation 2 ma? That is m1 into u1 plus v1, u1 minus v1. Okay, m1, the left hand side m1, what is this? That is u1 plus v1 into u1 minus v1 by, and the equation 1 left hand side part, that is m1 u1 minus v1. Okay, and the right hand side m2 into v2 plus u2 and v2 minus u2 by m2 into v2 minus u2. Okay, so the common term to be strike out, what is the common term, Zarma? So u1 minus v1, u1 minus v1, m1 m1, then m2 m2, then v2 minus u2, v2 minus u2. Other terms, what are the other terms ma? That is u1 plus v1 is equal to v2 plus u2. Okay, now we want to calculate v1 and v2, because now we want to calculate the velocity of the particle, the final velocity of the particle after collision. Okay, so now we want to calculate v1 and v2. v1 is equal to v2 plus u2 minus u1. v1 is equal to v2 plus u2 minus u1, and v2 is equal to u1 plus v1 minus u2. Okay, this is equation 3 and 4. This is equation 3 and 4. Now this is the values for v1 and v2. Now the v2 value, it will be substituted in equation 1. What is the equation 1? m1 into u1 minus v1 is equal to m2 into v2 minus u2. Now we want to substitute the v2 value in this part. So the v2 value we have to substitute in equation 1. Equation 1, from equation 1 m1 into u1 minus v1 is equal to m2 into v2 we want to substitute, so u1 plus v1 minus u2, then again u2 term is there. So we want to substitute the v2 value in equation 1. m1 into u1 minus v1 is equal to m2 into u1 plus v1 minus u2 minus u2. Now we have to multiply all the terms. So m1 u1 minus m1 v1 is equal to m2 u1 plus m2 v1 and minus 2 u2. So minus 2 m2 u2. Okay, you have to multiply the m1 term into the all the individual terms in the bracket. Okay, so m1 u1 minus m1 v1, m2 u1 plus m2 v1 is minus 2 m2 u2. Now we want to calculate the v1 and v2. So how will you calculate the v1 value and v2 value in this equation, ma? So v1 value we want to calculate. Where is the v1? That is the v1. So v1 term it will be, so u1 you have to take the one side. So m1 u1 minus m2 u1, because m2 term u1 term is in the right hand side, you have to take in the left hand side, and then v1 term in the left hand side, so we have to take in the right hand side m1 v1 plus m2 v1 minus 2 m2 u2. Okay, then u1 it will be taking the outside, so m1 minus m2 into u1 is equal to v1 it will be taking as outside, m1 plus m2 minus 2 m2 u2. Clear? Now we want v1 only. How will you calculate? So v1 is equal to, so first m1 minus m2 into u1, m1 minus m2 into u1, and 2 m2 u2 part it will be taken to the left hand side, so plus 2 m2 u2. Okay, so m1 into m1, v1 into m1 plus m2. Okay, so now we want to calculate v1 value. So v1 is equal to m1 minus m2 and denominator part of m1 plus m2, the whole bracket of u1, and then plus 2 m2 by m1 plus m2 into u2. Okay, the left hand side m1 plus m2 is there, so we have to divide all the terms m1 plus m2 into u1 and 2 m2 by m1 plus m2 into u2. Now is the same way we want to calculate the v2 value. So the v2 value is simply, it will be changed to the, this term it will be this term to be this. So v2 is equal to 2 m2 is there, so 2 m1 by m1 plus m2 into u1 plus, and then two terms it will be changed, m2 minus m1, so m2 minus m1 by m1 plus m2 into u2. This is the two equations for v1 and v2 for from the equations 3 and 4. Substitute the v2 value, we easily calculate the v1 value. Substitute the v1 value, we easily calculate the v2 value. So v1 v2 value is there. Okay, so m1 minus m2, m1 plus m2 into u1, 2 m2 by m1 plus m2 into u2, and v2 is equal to 2 m1 by m1. Simply you have to change 2 m2, that is m1, we have to change this term, it will be changed into this term. Otherwise you have to put the v1 value in this equation, we easily find out the v2 value. Okay, now we are taking the 4 cases. Again I will explain that this part. In the elastic collision, we have to consider the total momentum to be conserved and total kinetic energy to be conserved. First, we have to consider the two objects. First object having mass m1, second object having mass m2. First, initially that object is having initial velocity u1. Second, the particle will be having the velocity u2. And then, after the collision, the particle will be having velocity v1 and v2. So, first momentum it will be calculated before and after collision, and it will be add all the momentum, and it will be take the equation as m1 into u1 minus v1 is equal to m2 into v2 minus u2. This equation will be considered as 1. And then we have to consider the total kinetic energy also. So first kinetic energy of the first particle and kinetic energy of the second particle before collision you have to mention, and kinetic energy of the first particle and kinetic energy of the second particle after collision also you have to mention, and add the kinetic energy of the first particle and the second particle before collision and after collision, and it will be equalize the two kinetic energy of the first particle and second particle before and after collision. Then we have to calculate one equation, that is m1 u1 square minus v1 square is equal to m2 v2 square minus u2 square. Then this part using the algebraic equation, that is a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. So m1 into u1 plus v1, u1 minus v1 is equal to v2 square minus u2 square is equal to v2 plus u2 into v2 minus u2. So this equation, it will be divided by the first equation. So divide by the first equation, we easily find out v1 and v2 value. So v1 value we have to substitute in equation 1, easily find out the v2 value. V2 value, and V2 value is easily substitute the equation 1, easily find out the V1 value. So V1 value, V2 value we have to find out, easily find out. Now we have to taking the 4 cases. First case, the M2, case 1, M1 is equal to M2. So we substituting the value M1 is equal to M2 in this equation 1 and 2. This equation will be considered as A, this equation will be considered as B. Okay. So first, M1 is equal to M2, we substitute in this equation M1 minus M2. So M2 also you have to consider as M1. So automatically this value will be 0 and this value is 2M2. So 2M2 by M1 plus M2, it will be equal to U2. So this is the value also M1 is equal to M2 M2, M1 you have to mention with M2. So M2 plus M2, 2M2. So M1 is equal to M2, V1 is equal to, the first term it will be 0, but the second term is 2M2 by M2, 2M2 into U2. So 2M2 cancel, that is V1 is equal to U2. But this is the first equation A, and B we have to mention 2M1, okay. M1 you have to apply, M2 it will be considered as a M1. So M1 plus M1, 2M1 by 2M1, okay. So for equation B, 2M1 by 2M1 into U1, and second term M2 minus M1, so M1 minus M1, it will be automatically, the second term it will be 0. So second term it will be automatically 0, that is V2 is equal to, it will be U1. In the first case, we have to take M1 is equal to M2. For example, M1 is equal to M2 means mass of the first body, it will be equal to the mass of the second body. The two bodies having the same mass. That the way the final velocity is equal to final velocity, the particle will be moving, first particle it will be moving with the velocity of second particle, and second particle it will be moving with the velocity of the first particle. So just it will be interchange their velocities, initial velocity, that's all. So two masses it will be having the same masses, two bodies are having the same masses, that the way we easily explain the velocity, final velocity, we easily express the final velocity of the particle after the collision. So now we have to consider the second case, case 2. Again we have to consider M1 is equal to M2, okay. Now U2 is equal to 0 also. U2, the final velocity of the second part, initial velocity of the second particle also 0. Okay, initial velocity of the particle will be 0. What's the meaning that? Second particle will be in a rest position, not to be in a moving position. First particle it will be moving, it will be cycle over to the first particle, second particle. So M1 it will be equal to 0, U2 is equal to 0. M1 it will be equal to, is equal to M2, already you have to calculate the value V1 and V2. This equation, from this equation, U2 it will be equal to 0. Automatically V1 is equal to 0. Okay. But second one is V2 is equal to U1. What's the meaning that Suppose the second particle in a rest position, first particle it will be moving and it will be strike over to the second particle. After the striking, after the collision, the first particle is not to be moved. It will be strike and then it will be in a rest position. It will be the final velocity of the particle, it will be 0 because rest la இருக்கக்கூடிய particle மேல ஒரு ball by மோதுது அப்படினா மோதுனதுக்கு அப்புறம் அது அப்படியே நின்றுமா. Okay, that will be the final velocity of the first particle, it will be 0, but the final velocity of the second particle, it will be works the final velocity, initial velocity of the first particle, but second object it will be moving having some initial velocity of the first particle. That is the conclusion point. And we taking the third case. The third case is mass of the M1. Third case, mass M1 is very much less than M2. What's the meaning there? mass of the first particle is very much smaller than the mass of the second particle. So this is the way m1 by m2 is equal less than or equal to 0. m1 by m2 it will be less than or equal to 0. So less than or equal to 0, after that u2 also 0. u2 also 0. So we have to substitute the two values in this a and b equation. m1 by m2 it will be 0. So we have to consider the equation a, and then equation a, each term it will be divided by m2. So each term it will be divided by m2. v1 is equal to first term m1. So m1 by m2 minus m2 by m2 into u1 by m1 by m2 minus plus m2 by m2 into u2. Okay, this is the first term. And second term 2m2 it will be multiplied by divided by m2. 2m2 by m2 and m1 by m2 plus m2 by m2. This is into u2. Okay, and u2 also we have to consider 0. So this term it will be 0. This term u2 it will be 0, automatically the whole term it will be 0. Okay, now we want to consider this term only. So this term m1 by m2 minus 1, that it will be into u1, then m1 by m2 plus 1. Okay, this is the equation. Now already I told that m1 by m2 it will be equal to 0. So m1 by m2 it will be equal to 0. 0 minus 1 by 0 plus 1 into u1. That will be 1 by 1, that will be u1. That is v1 is equal to u1. Okay. This is the same way we have to apply the equation 2 also. v1 also. v2 also. How will you calculate v2? 2m1 by m2, okay, by m1 by m2. Second equation is divided by m1 or m2. Okay, m1 or m2. So m1 plus m2, we substitute that 2m1 by m2 and m1 by m2 plus m2 by m2 and u1 plus m2 by m2 minus m1 by m2 by m1 by m2 plus m2 by m2 into u2. The second term it will be 0, and the first term 2m1 by m2. 2m1 by m2 already is 0. So the whole term is 0. So automatically v2 value it will be equal to 0. Okay. So we consider the third case. Third case means the mass of the first body it will be very much smaller than the second body. It will be considered that the final velocity of the first particle and second particle after the collision v1 is equal to u1. After the collision, the final velocity of the first particle will be taken to the initial velocity of the first particle. Now after the collision, the final velocity of the second particle it will be 0. So this is the same way case 4 we have to take. The case 4 is m1. Case 4 is m1 it will be very much greater than m2. What is the meaning that mass of the second body it will be very much smaller than the first body. So automatically m2 by m1 it will be equal to 0. It will be greater than or equal to 0. So we have to calculate, we have to substitute m2 by m1 is equal to 0. So all the, again you have to take v1 and v2. Again you have to mention first all the each term you have to divide it by m1. So m1 by m1, m2 by m1, m1 by m1, m2 by m1. That is the m1 by m1 and m2 by m1. So the minus term, and automatically the v1 is equal to u1. So this is the way we solve the fourth case also. The fourth case, the v1 and the fourth case, v1 is equal to fourth case v1 is equal to u1 and v1 is equal to u1 and v2 is equal to 2u1. Okay. So we have to apply the values in the case 4, and then you have to find out v1 is equal to u1 and v2 is equal to 2u2. Okay. This is the fourth cases we have to consider. In the one object it will be moving in an elastic collision. Okay. This is the elastic collision in the form of elastic collision, one body it will be strike over to the another one body it will be collide with the another one body. Before and after collision, what are the momentum is there, what's the form of kinetic energy is there, that the kinetic energy is to be lost or not, and then what are the final velocity of the particle, final velocity of the first particle and second particle after the collision, and taking the 4 cases also, that all are discussed. Okay, now I have to explain the inelastic collision. So inelastic collision means, already I told that total momentum it will be conserved in before collision and after collision, but total kinetic energy is not conserved, because inelastic collision, one elastic means it will be easily strike over and easily move on to the second particle, but elastic collision means the particle it will be collide with one another. After the collision, the particle it will be moving, it will be close with one another. It will be close with one another means that the particle it will be attached to the first particle, and then it will be moving having some common velocity. 2 particles it will be collide with one another after the collision, that the 2 particles moving with the same velocity. It will be one particle it will be stick on to the another one particle, it will be having some velocity, that the particle it will be moving. So that the term also, the total momentum it will be conserved before and after collision, but kinetic energy is not to be conserved because having the same velocity, so not to be conserved. Okay, so not to be conserved, we have to take, so the first particle mass is m1, second particle is mass is m2, so m1 and u1 and m2 u2, the final velocity of the final momentum of the particle m1 v1 plus m2 v. Okay, so according to the law of conservation of momentum, m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v plus m2 v is equal to m1 v plus m2 v. Okay, m1 v plus m2 v. So v is a common, so v will be taking as a common, so m1 plus m2 into v. So we want to calculate v value v is equal to m1 u1 plus m2 u2 by m1 plus m2. This is the final velocity of the particle in inelastic collision. So in the inelastic collision, the velocity will be common as after the collision, but kinetic energy it will be dissipated in the form of heat and light or sound or anything. So the kinetic energy it will be changed, the kinetic energy will be dissipated in the form of heat or light or anything. Laws of kinetic energy, how to calculate? So laws of kinetic energy is equal to total kinetic energy before collision, total kinetic energy after collision minus total kinetic energy after collision. How will you calculate the laws of kinetic energy in inelastic collision? How to calculate the laws of kinetic energy? So laws of kinetic energy in inelastic collision. Laws of kinetic energy in inelastic collision. Inelastic collision, the total kinetic energy after collision, minus total kinetic energy before collision. Okay, so this is the way you easily find out loss in kinetic energy in inelastic collision. So what's the way the energy will be lost in the inelastic collision? That it will be easily find out. So in the inelastic collision, the energy it will be dissipated in the form of one thing. So easily find out the energy, total kinetic energy it will be lost in the inelastic collision. So in the today's session, I explained elastic and inelastic collision. First, what is collision? One particle or one object it will be collide with the another one object. That the 2 objects will be moving, otherwise one object will be taken as rest and another one object will be moving, and then it will be strike over to the rest object. Anyway, that the 2 objects are having initial velocity. After the collision, they have some final velocity also. We want to consider the initial velocity and final velocity, and initial mass and final mass, and then in the collision 2 types is there according to the momentum and then kinetic energy. One is elastic collision and another one is inelastic collision. Elastic collision means that the two particles, it will be collide with one another, it will be strike over with one another. The before and after momentum of the particle, it will be equal, and then two particles are having the kinetic energy before and after, that will be some of the kinetic energy of the before collision, some of the kinetic energy of the after collision, it will be equal. Okay, this is the elastic collision. And inelastic collision means momentum is conserved, but kinetic energy, it will be dissipated in the form of some other energy. It will be transferred into the some other energy, and then mechanical energy is not dissipated in the elastic collision. Mechanical energy will be dissipated in the form of another form of energy, into the another form of energy. And then the force, it will be considered in elastic collision conservative. The force is not a conservative, that will be the non-conservative forces in the inelastic collision. That all are points in the elastic and inelastic collision. And particle, it will be moving in the elastic collision. We have to consider the two bodies. First body is having the mass m1, second body is having the mass m2. First body initially having the velocity u1, second body is having the initial velocity is u2, and after it will be two bodies, it will be collide with one another. After the collision, they having the velocities v1 and v2. So first we want to consider the law of conservation of momentum. So sum of the momentum of before collision is equal to sum of the momentum of the after collision. It will be taken as first equation, and then we want to calculate the kinetic energy of the before collision and kinetic energy of the after collision. That the equation will be considered as second equation, and then second equation, it will be divided by first equation. So we have to consider v1 and v2 in this part. So v1 and v2 value, it will be the velocity of the first and second particle after the collision. Now we have to substitute the v2 value in equation 1, and then easily find out the v2 value, and substitute the v1 value in equation 1, easily find out the v2 value. So the v1 v2 equation, we have to taking the four cases. First case, mass of the first body, it will be equal to the mass of the second body, m1 is equal to m2. So that's the way velocity we easily calculate, velocity of the first particle and velocity of the second particle. And second case, mass of the first particle, it will be equal to the mass of the second particle, and initial velocity of the second particle, it will be 0, because the second particle, it is not to be moving, it will be in a rest position. The first particle, it will be strike over to the second body. So u2, it will be taken as 0. That's the way also v1 v2 value calculated. And third case, mass of the first body, it will be very much smaller than the mass of the second body, and initial velocity of the second body automatically it will be 0. So that's the way also v1 v2 value easily calculated. And then fourth cases, mass of the second body, it will be smaller than the mass of the first body, and then we have to consider also the initial velocity of the second particle, it will be 0. So that the way also we have to easily calculate v1 and v2 value. Okay, and then that the four cases, it will be easily easily calculated the final velocity of the particle after the collision. And then for the inelastic collision, momentum, it will be conserved, but kinetic energy is not conserved. So the particle after the collision, it will be stick with one another, it will be moving, having some common in velocity. So automatically the velocity will be taken as, not to be taken as v1 and v2, it will be taken as v. So m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 plus m2 into v. So easily find out the velocity of the particle, v is equal to m1 u1 plus m2 u2 by m1 plus m2. This is the velocity of the particle in the elastic collision, in the inelastic collision. How to calculate the laws of kinetic energy in the inelastic collision? How to calculate the laws of kinetic energy in the inelastic collision? Laws of kinetic energy is nothing but the energy after the collision minus energy before the collision. It will be different. You will be taking the difference between the total energy of the before collision and after collision. Okay. So in this today's session, I explained collision. What are the types of collision? What is inelastic collision? Taking the four cases, and I explain. So I explain calculate the velocity of the particle after the collision, and then what is inelastic collision? What is the value of velocity of the particle in the inelastic collision? Okay. So home assignment for today's session is learn and write elastic collision in one dimension. Elastic collision in one dimension. Learn and write elastic collision in one dimension. Students, note down learn and write elastic collision in one dimension. Okay, thank you.